Hopefully you can hear me. We're here at Wahkeena Falls along the Columbia River Gorge. We're about 30 minutes outside Portland, Oregon. Hopefully you can see the waterfall. My voice cracks. I think we're seeing 5 waterfalls today. We got to get all the way up there. Probably about 5 miles, 1,700 feet of climbing. Here with Dad.
Thank you.
Hopefully I'm doing this right. It's my first time trying to ever film anything, so let's give it a go. We're up on the falls now. I don't know, like a quarter of the way up. There's a nice overlook here. Hopefully you can see it. See how there's the Columbia River across the way. Really beautiful. Everything is super green. It's also giving us a nice spray here, so we're not too hot at all. Really, really pretty. Coming up on Lemon's Viewpoint. We just went through a whole bunch of switchbacks. Beautiful big pine trees. Everything's covered in ferns and moss out here. And here we are coming up on the viewpoint. And there's the Columbia River. We're standing in Oregon. Across the way is Washington State. Really beautiful, even with all the freeway noise. Made it to Ecola Falls here. Try and show you just how far down. I'm not going to get too close to the edge. Right at the top of the waterfall. Really beautiful. Everything's covered in ferns and moss. Everything's these giant spruce trees. Really pretty. There's the falls. Really cool. Top of Multnomah Falls, which is the big one. Nice little observation deck. Columbia River. The Columbia River Gorge. I'm going to try really hard not to drop this camera. See the falls going all the way down and how high up we are. On this bridge overlooking the falls, Columbia River. Good morning. On this particular morning, we find ourselves near Mount Hood in Oregon. It's got to be the tallest mountain in Oregon. I don't know that, but I imagine it is. We're about an hour southeast of Portland. We are not climbing Mount Hood this morning. We're climbing a much smaller mountain called Tom, Dick, and Harry Mountain that at the top should give us a pretty spectacular view of Mount Hood, which should be really cool. And along the way, we're going to see a Cascades Lake up here called Mirror Lake, which is also supposed to be very pretty. We should be hitting that in less than a mile. We've been in here for about a mile and a half already. Today should come out to around 8 miles. It's an in and out. Probably looking at about 1,700 feet of climbing today. Nothing like St. Helens though. You could probably see it's more of these wide forest paths. No rock climbing or any of that today. But yeah, so next stop should be the lake. All right, and here we are, Mirror Lake. It's not a big lake. Oh, here I think there are chipmunks. A lot of chipmunks chirping. Get up on this log here. The water is really clear. That's why it's called Mirror Lake, of course. Oh, the fish just jumped. Looks like there's some fishermen maybe on the other side of the lake. Up there's Tom, Dick, and Harry Mountain, which is where we're headed. Actually, it's definitely steep, but it doesn't look too bad from here. We're gonna stop here for a bit. I actually got bit or stung by something coming up here. Something got me right through my arm. Felt all of a sudden like a pinch and something buzzed off. I didn't even see it. Dad saw it and he said it looked like some big black thing, whatever it was. It got me good. Hopefully you saw that. Fish jumping. Alright, we're going to take a rest for a little bit and then we're going to head up the mountain. Here we are. This is the viewpoint. There's actually we're not at the summit yet. There's got some pretty spectacular views, and we're looking at Mount Hood right across from us. Big, impressive stratovolcano. Part of this whole chain, of course. Still has plenty of snow on it. It is August, early August. I don't know how well you can see, but then there's Adams back there, and if you can make it out, there's St. Helens out there too, which we were up just 2 days ago. And looking deeper now into Oregon, it's a little hazy out there, but if you can make that out, that's Mount Jefferson, which is another part of the Cascade chain, the volcanoes. Really pretty. All just like everything else we've seen, fir, pine, spruce type trees. Comes Dad, getting up to the viewpoint here. I'm going to stop here for a bit and enjoy the view. Alright, we are now standing on the summit of Tom, Dick, Harry Mountain. Of course, still looking over at Hood and Adams and all the a little bit better view of St. Helens from here. Definitely sketchy from the viewpoint over to here. Way more than we're expecting. Dad actually turned around because it got a little rocky, a little slick. Definitely the trail less traveled coming up here. It is narrow and you're climbing up. Not too awful, but if you're not a little confident in your feet, it would freak you out a little bit. I'm gonna take a 5 up here, grab some water, and then we start the trip down.